Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night. Race all of these broken dreams in flight. And we'll fly. Up here, we're free, bound only by frozen memories. It's on. Sing all broken dreams tonight, and we'll fly.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to another show. We're here for the final live stream of 2020. So we'll be back next week, but this will be the last one of this year. And what a year it's been. So many crazy things have occurred in and outside of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and we'll dive into all that stuff here momentarily. However, first and foremost, let me go ahead and introduce the hosts. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a Happy Hanukkah. I hope everybody's enjoyed their holiday, whatever you celebrate. And yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying the rest of this year. And I hope everybody has a Happy New Year. The very handsome gentleman that's typically above me is good old Maurice. Are you on camera, Gom? Can I put you on?
Go ahead without.
Go ahead without? Okay.
Yeah. I'm having some difficulty. I couldn't hear you guys at the first here. I kind of got it rigged up.
All right. Gom is gonna go with the voice. How you doing, brother?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. I hope you had a happy Christmas. What's going on with the lovely Avinash? How you doing, Avi?
I am doing great, and happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays to you as well.
Yeah.
And the talented RangerJ1999. How you doing, brother?
Thank you for having me. I'm so great that when I walk in a room, everybody sees.
Well, listen, you've asked for a more direct introduction.
I appreciate it.
And for that reason, I've been a little bit more streamlined with your intro. I mean, I normally would give you like a full list of accolades,
No, you won't. You would say some bullshit like they're very pretty, they're very toy, and all this other
But
bullshit.
I've also
and
said the
I'm
very chiseled, the
no,
very
that's
manly, the very,
no. You do that afterwards.
the very puffy chest hair. Okay.
You're lying. Don't lie on your dick. Don't do that.
Let me just let you guys know though that when Ranger takes his shirt off, Amazon rainforest under there. Okay, just total show. Okay, women,
Actually, no,
women
I
have
myself
passed out. Okay.
No,
And-
gotta keep it pretty smooth.
Okay, so he's got a silky smooth chest situation going on. For
Yeah,
all the ladies out there
I
that
don't
just
like a
wanna-
lot of body hair. Just it's itchy, it's annoying. So every couple weeks I just narrow it down and like, take a shower and then good to go.
I think on the New Year's show, we're just gonna have a full live stream of Ranger's chest hair going on. We're just gonna have it on camera, just Ranger's chest hair. Loki is not gonna be here tonight. He's having some fun. So hopefully he enjoys himself and has a happy
How dare he?
Christmas.
Yeah.
How dare he have a good time?
I know. God.
But
Bastard.
so last week we went into super details about the Mandalorian season finale, and before we get Chai Bears, what's going on? Merry Christmas, Mike Yench, Merry Christmas. And Avinash was the first in the chat. Chai Bear says, LMAO, I'm like an animal, grr, baby, grr. Okay. All right, Sicilian,
Sure,
Mexican, Harry. All right. Listen, I'm Egyptian, okay? I am a ball of hair, okay? I mean, I think I'm made of follicles, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I understand.
Right.
You know, it's a bushy situation over here. But, you know,
Right.
fortunately, there are things out there like Manscaped. Maybe one day I'll get sponsored by Manscaped.
What?
You know, So before we dive into the SWGOH stuff, because there's not much news, I just want to kind of go over the year in review, and we'll kind of discuss 2020 as a whole in regards to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and the ups and downs and all that. But before we get there, we never really got Gom's take on the season finale of The Mandalorian. So, spoiler warning for those of you that haven't seen the season finale of The Mandalorian, but I do want to get Gom's opinion on it. What did you think about the final episode?
Well, I didn't expect for it to end. I didn't think it was going to be over. So, I mean, but that's kind of cool when they did that. No more Mandalorian now. I guess we're going to be into the story of Boba, right? So that'll be interesting to see. Forgive me, I'm not the lore master, but what throne was that he just took at the end?
Jabba's.
That was Jabba's throne.
Okay.
That was his Jabba's palace.
It's not a throne as much as it's like basically like it is
His
a throne.
platform.
It is technically a throne, but it's not like a king, like a royalty per se. It's just kind of like he's the king of like the underworld of Tatooine now, basically. You know.
And that's
Yeah.
Boba Fett's. Who is the character that he killed?
That
That's Bill
was
Fortuna.
yeah.
Remember in Return of the Jedi, the guy that was like his guy that stood next to him, his what would you call him? Capo. That's who he was.
They actually got the original actor to come back and play it too, right? So
Yeah.
So at some point in time, this guy that Boba went there and just killed, betrayed Jabba and took the throne. Is that what I'm gathering?
It was not that he betrayed. Remember, Jabba dies at Return of the Jedi. Bib Fortuna was not there, and so
Right.
he took over his organization. And of course, Boba Fett, being a little pissed off that he is, went in there and was like, "All right, bitch, remember me? Shit's mine now."
I was expecting Ming Na to go through the grate there. I was expecting those doors to open and her dropping in there for some reason. I wasn't sure that was going to happen, but I was expecting something.
All I know is it was pimp.
Now the sniper, the sniper chick, she's a new character, is she not? Was she around
No,
before in
No,
the
she
movie?
wasn't around before.
Okay, so she's just new, and apparently we're going to learn a lot more about her, I guess, coming up too. So I thought it was cool when they kind of ended.
You're gonna learn about her character in the new animated show. The Clone Ones, the Bad Batch. She's going to be in part of that.
Yeah.
And actually, Ming-Na is doing the voice of that.
So
we'll learn more.
they're going on with this Bad Batch stuff.
Oh yeah, I love the Bad Batch.
Oh yeah.
They were great. Oh, so good. Because I think they're going to be like an A-Team kind of vibe from what I've seen from there. Because you see where Palpatine's like the first Galactic Empire, and they're like, "What? Hell no! That's not what we signed up for." So it'll be interesting because they didn't have the chips. They're not like the other clones. It's going to be a really cool show. What other lore would you like to know, Grom? I'm here for you, buddy.
That would be it for tonight.
Are you sure?
I don't think it's over for the Mandalorian though. I think that
No, it's not.
I think
it's
so.
not. No. They've already said so. Boba Fett will be its own thing. Mandalorian season 2 will be, or season 3 will be its own thing. The Ahsoka show will be its own thing. All the shows will be their own thing. So there's going to be Mandalorian season 3 and a Boba Fett a standalone.
I agree. I agree with you though, guys. It definitely felt like the end for sure. Like
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, it felt like the end of Baby Groot's story, not Mando's story, because we got a lot more to deal with old Mandalorian.
So what's season 3 gonna be about? Him just walking around pouting because he doesn't have the child anymore?
Oh no!
Now he's got a
What they're talking about?
God, what did he have in his hand besides Baby Yoda?
The staff.
No. What was in his hand when he walked in the room? And that has a
the dark saber, yeah.
Because technically, since he owns that, he is the leader of
Mandalore, yeah.
So it's and Bo-Katan thing, and he made a promise to her that he would help her retake that planet. It's a lot that they can go into. I mean, the history of Mandalore is fascinating. I mean, it is a warrior race all the way back to the day. If you ever played Knights of the Old Republic, and you learn the mythos. Actually, more of the books that get into this. That was Darth Revan's main antagonist. I mean, the reason he became, as a Jedi, he got into that war is because the Mandalorians had started their war, the Mandalorian War, and were genociding pretty much the entire galaxy. They go to planets and wipe out the population. Oh, you're not a Mando? Well, you got to die. And they would just massacre millions of people on a planet at a time. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do with that. They can go so many different directions in that. It's goddamn fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of ways they can go, and I'm definitely of the thought process that they're going to be going heavily into that story. What I think they're going to do here is, I'm sure what everybody's opinion is that they're basically going to kind of now make this like sort of like an Arrowverse, like in CW, where they have like, they have the Arrow, they have the Flash, they have like these 3 shows, so they'll have Boba Fett's show, they'll have Ahsoka's show, they'll have the Mandalorian, and all 3 shows will kind of have 1 or 2 crossover episodes where they all.
I'm sure there will be. Yeah, I'm sure there will.
They're going to do this more like they did with the MCU, because I think Jon Favreau, who did Iron Man and stuff, he is a part of that. He saw how great that was, and he's kind of with the story that they want to tell and all the characters, him Filoni, they've got this shit mapped out, and I can't wait, because if you have not seen the making of The Mandalore, if you have Disney Plus, where they give the director sitting there and the people that made the show and they show like from start to like the whole concept of this and where they wanted to go with it. I mean, you should watch it. It is unbelievable. I mean, Filoni does this thing where they would just have the directors talking. They were talking about what Star Wars means to him, and he did this whole like 7-minute speech about how important the Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul fight was to the entire Star Wars mythos. How just that one fight and what it symbolizes. You've got to watch it. It is unbelievable.
That speech from Filoni about the fight, the Duel of Fates, was very, very informative to me about like George Lucas's thought process on Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
and it's like why this is in such good hands when you hear him and all those people talking about it. I mean, they are in it to win it. They're in it to tell the stories and stuff the way that they think it should be told. And goddamn, they're creaming it.
He gets it. He gets it, and it's like I couldn't imagine a better person to be at the helm or part of the decision making process when it comes to this stuff. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it sounds like he has a passion to kind of carry on the legacy of the original story. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they talked about that. They talked about that you know, George Lucas had envisioned that he had certain things in mind, but he always was like a thing, kind of like what Tolkien had said in his memoirs and letters and stuff, that, you know, he had the structure there, right? But he wanted other people to come in and add things to it and, you know, continue the story. And George Lucas, you know, being, and I'm trying to remember the guy's name that did the Hero with a Thousand Faces, Joseph Campbell. Understanding the psychological undertones of heroes, you know, the hero's journey, the fallen hero, you know, all that stuff. And he said something really important at the end of one of those episodes that I was watching, where he said, George Lucas said, just make sure there's always hope in this stuff, that no matter what you do, no matter how dark you go, that there's always hope, you know. And the student has become the master. Filoni gets it. I mean, he really gets it. And you can see, like they were showing Rosario Dawson, like she went like bananas for that Ahsoka role. Like she like researched the living snot out of that character to make sure that she played it right. I mean, when I say these guys are pot committed, they are really pot committed. You know, so and it warms my heart to see that Star Wars is in such a great place with these people that really care and want to see it go to where they think it can go. And I'm just super excited with all that. I mean, we're spoiled right now. I mean, the next year or two is going to be just unbelievable content. We've got an anime, we got another animated series with the Bad Batch. We got like 5-6 shows, and that's including the Cassian story. That's including the old Ben story, right? Ewan McGregor's coming back, for Christ's sakes. How exciting is that? I mean, goddamn.
It's great.
Okay, but how committed is Favreau really, though? He's on a reality cooking show with John Leguizamo and that Italian guy.
Yeah. Oh, you got to watch it, dude. Go watch the documentary. I mean,
I've seen the documentary, but I've also seen the reality cooking show, and I'm having a hard time believing he's committed, because
Favreau is definitely committed.
Yeah, he's totally committed. Just like he was with Iron Man.
He's used to having his fingers in a lot of pies, basically.
In John Leguizamo's butt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen.
He's very good at multitasking, whereas some people can focus on one thing. He can focus on a lot of things, and it still comes out really good. I mean, look at a lot of the Marvel universe.
I'm kind of surprised.
But now that him and John Leguizamo are on a show together, do you think John Leguizamo will have a future as a Star Wars character?
No, but I think Vince Vaughn will be in an episode one day.
He was in an episode. He was the guy, the mafioso guy, I believe. And if I'm thinking of the right actor, right? He was the guy that played the mafia guy, the Cyclops, in the first episode. That was him. He did the voice and everything.
Who?
Was it John? Yeah, I think it was.
John is like the Spanish guy that had a sketch comedy show a long time ago.
I'm trying to think of which character you're talking about.
In the very first episode, when Mando walks into the fight scene with the two Gamorreans going at it, that was him. That was John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo is Luigi, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, he is Luigi. All right. Let's just get that out of the way.
Oh yeah, he sure did. Yeah, he's Gore Koresh.
Yeah.
Let me just get some people here. What's up?
Yeah, he's the guy at the end. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
What's up?
How about that? So I was trying to be a smart ass, and you just like, oh, actually, let me tell you about something in my face. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Jon Favreau really got started with Star Wars. I didn't know this, but he voiced one of the Mandalorians in the I think it was the Clone Wars. And that's how he met Katie Sackhoff when they actually hadn't met, but they had known. That's how he kind of got his start into the Star Wars, universe. I think they asked him to do the voice. He's like, "Sure, I'll do the voice." There you go. It's a small world,
So what's up to Kyle Katarn? What's up to Lord Megatron? What's up to Billy Gunn? Abner, how you doing, brother? Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, no, I'm surprised that Vince Vaughn hasn't made a cameo appearance. I mean, I feel like Vince Vaughn and him are like pretty much like that's like that's like Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler.
Oh, I'm
like,
sure they will. I mean, they did Jason Sudeikis and what's the guy's name? The two Scout Troopers, and that was so funny. It's so good. Punching Baby Yoda.
Oh God.
Vince Vaughn is awesome. So I mean, I hope he makes it on to some Star Wars thing at some point. That'd be great.
I'm sure it'll probably be a perfect opportunity. It probably wants to be like the right character or the right voice, that kind of a thing that would suit him perfectly for that. So it's probably the opportunity hasn't come up yet.
I can see something for like Boba Fett where he's playing like some gangster or something.
He's not going to bring Vince Vaughn in to be like a one-time, one-off character. Like he's going to bring Vince Vaughn like to be something like Bill Burr, where he can recur on the show periodically. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll be somebody that can come on more than once. I hope that we see more of Bill Burr next time.
I thought he did pretty well the second.
I thought he did really good. Yeah.
The first season series, he's like, it's Bill Burr. But the second one, he actually played a legitimate role and actually acted. It was pretty good.
Scene we've
That
been talking
scene
about
was great.
Battlefront 2, and that was from Battlefront 2. That event he was talking about, and I was like, God damn! When did Bill Burr start acting?
That scene where he's talking about Operation Cinder is absolutely fantastic. I mean, and honestly, I'm not surprised because Bill Burr is fantastic. I don't know if any of you watch his comedy specials or know, who Bill Burr is, but he is amazing. He's one of the funniest guys in the world, hands down. Okay, I mean, he's also one of the best interviews in the world. Like if you've ever seen him on like a late night show or something like that, when he comes on, he just says what he thinks, and he's he's a really, really hilarious dude. And so I'm a big fan of Bill Burr. And I've been surprised that he hasn't had more acting roles because he's so funny. I would have thought that he'd be a leading man in a movie at some point, but maybe that's just not his thing. But honestly, he has the ability to bust it out like that. So I'm super impressed, but I hope that means he gets more opportunities because he is good. You know what I'm saying? He can sell it for sure.
He was the commentator for the racial draft on the Chappelle Show.
He was. Oh, what did he say? What was it? Who was it? It was it Tiger Woods? Like once black, now black again. Tiger Woods, now black again. And I forgot what he said, but I mean, like it's that racial draft was hilarious. Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan.
What did you think? What did you think? It's a spoiler warning again. What did you think about Luke?
That was computer animated, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so deep fake. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was pretty awesome.
It was played by Mark Hamill, but it's still.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell because I didn't watch it like the best environment. Like it was like on a little small TV. I was across the room. I knew it was Luke, but I couldn't tell if it was like an actor that looked like a young Mark Hamill or if it was actually computerly, rendered. I couldn't tell, but it was pretty cool.
Did you think it was Luke the whole time, or did you think maybe it was Ezra?
No, when he came swooping in the ship, I knew it was Luke.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. Ezra would have been interesting too, but
I think they're saving him for.
Yeah, I think there's a whole story of Sabine there. There's this Darksaber that just mysteriously arrived. Like, where's Sabine? Like, so I think there's a whole backstory there that's coming in one of these spin-off shows. Who knows which one? But
it's going to be the Ahsoka one. They're going to get into Sabine and Ezra and all that stuff. And I mean, we always wanted to, after Rebels ended, we're like, well, God, when are we going to get the answer to this? Well, there you go. Now you know. They're freaking Ahsoka show with all these answers. So that's going to be tight as hell.
I thought it was crazy. There's a lot of people commented on Dave Chappelle's show in the chat. I've always wanted to say this for shizzle. For shizzle. Tiger Woods. The World Series of Dice was good. The best episode, the best, one of my favorites is the trading spouses when he goes into like a white family's house to marry the wife or to stay with the wife, and he's like, they go to like couples counseling, and he's like, bitch, I'll never forgive you for this. Go down to the car. Go down to the car, right? And he goes, he has to go down, and he's like, and she's like, no, this is all confidential. And he's like, well then, confidentially, I am fucking crazy, and I'll fucking kill you. But then confidentially, I am crazy, and I'll fucking kill you. He is the funniest man ever, Dave Chappelle, for sure.
And he's up there. He's in the top 5.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it depends on the type of brand of comedy you're looking for. I mean, I love hearing. I love some of George Carlin's rants too. He was great. But anyway, going back to the Mando, yeah, I feel like that scene was like just like an old food you haven't eaten in 20 years, and then you took a bite and you're like, oh my God, I remember how awesome this tastes. You know, I feel like it was like a movie you haven't seen in 20 years, and then you know when you watch it again, you remember how much you loved it 20 years ago because you remember every line from the movie. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's like it's I don't really know how to put like words to it, but I feel like it was just right. It was just the perfect amount of fan service. It wasn't like egregious. It wasn't like inappropriately done. It was just perfect. You know, I mean, it was what we needed. It was I mean, for anybody that did a review on The Last Jedi and was like, oh, you know, they killed Luke. I really wanted to see Luke do some awesome stuff. And, you know, this is for all of you guys that just wanted to see Luke go out there and dance one more time. You know what I'm saying? And I thought to myself, like, this is the only way. After Luke died in The Last Jedi, I thought to myself, like, this is the only way we'll ever get Luke, is they have to create some sort of series where we see like him travel somewhere along the way with R2, and we get to see him do like one badass thing in a show. And I thought The Mandalorian may be that place where we get to see it. I didn't think it would actually happen, but I mean, that was you know, in my back of my mind, I thought to myself, like, man, that would be the coolest if we got to see him do like one badass Jedi thing when he was like in his prime, you know. And that's the best part of what we got from Rogue One too. I mean, we got to see Vader one last time, just as a total badass, just scaring the crap out of a whole bunch of people. That scene is amazing, and it literally is a mirror image. Like they have videos online on YouTube of people like splicing the two scenes together to match it up, where like, you know, with Vader's scene and Luke's scene, and it's awesome. I mean, the tones there, like the themes there. I mean, like Ranger mentioned last week, you know, clearly they were hearkening back to that scene with Vader from Rogue One. So it was like, you know, and also Vader on the security cams of the Jedi Temple. You know what I'm saying, in some ways. So it was like a little bit of all of that. You know what I'm saying. So it's just you know, just genius, you know, at work. And I think we'll see Grogu again. I think that the reason they introduced this character, and this is my opinion, is because, I mean, again, Yoda's race can live to the age of, you know, Yoda lived to 900, right? So they have so many opportunities now. If Grogu survives after Luke's temple, right, and we can see Grogu again in the future, they could literally bring this character back and create a new movie trilogy just about Grogu and when he's like a Jedi and like he can actually fight. And I mean, they could like basically build up a new set of characters, you know, like maybe Ezra Bridger and Grogu and other characters that they can make a future story about. That maybe doesn't necessarily have to involve Rey or Finn or any of the original Skywalker characters, you know, because the Skywalker saga is over now. So they have to create a new one, right? And maybe the new saga is the saga of Grogu, you know, or maybe he's just a part of that saga, and maybe there's another character that is the main character of that, you know. I mean, maybe we'll see some more Ahsoka, you know, I don't know. But overall, I thought it was great. So, I mean, I'm glad that you liked it. I mean, what would you say? I mean, I know you were kind of skeptical on the season, and you thought to yourself like it was okay. Overall thoughts on season 2 of The Mandalorian now, Gom? I mean, are you satisfied with it? Do you think it was great? Oh.
It took a while. The first few episodes, it took me a little bit to get into, but I don't know. I like it a lot better than the first season now. So the last half of the season really kind of wrapped it up. Even that one episode where it's just like Boba flying around showing off the slave one, like I think it was like the 6th or 7th episode. Like there really wasn't any of the super reveals. It was just like an action packed, like an action packed episode. I like that one a lot. I think everything about it was really good. They did a great job with it. They left us. We don't know what's coming now. They left us with that Boba cliffhanger, and it was just well done.
Just episode after episode, the last few it was the best things the Ahsoka episode. We got that scene that you're talking about. We got Boba Fett that came back. And then we're seeing the Slave One. That scene where the Slave One like lands, where they like slowly just pan across the land, and you see the Slave One land. There's a huge budget for this show, and it's just very well done. That was one of the coolest scenes to see the Slave One like that in action. When did you think you're ever going to see that again? And they even broke out like did you see them use the weapon from the Slave One? It's literally the same exact sound effect from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They literally took it from Galaxy of Heroes.
No, they took it from episode 2.
It's from episode 2? Okay.
Yeah, Django and Kenobi.
Okay, gotcha. But very, very cool, and I'm glad that that they went that way. Literally episode after episode, everything they did was fantastic. So, all right, so let's dive into some Galaxy Heroes. So overall, 2020 has been a good one in many ways for this game. So let's kind of review 2020 as a whole. What did we start? We saw this year was the first time we saw.
It didn't start off well.
Yeah.
But we got Kylo and Rey in January, right? So our first Galactic Legends.
We got them in February or March. So that was March that we got them.
Right, but so we never had a Galactic Legend before this year. So this year was the introduction of Galactic Legends all across the board.
Yeah, and it did not start off well. Let's just be honest about it. The event was subpar. The paper rock scissors really took away from it. It was for the investment. The ticket system was a disaster. So it started off with the ticket system and just everything about the Galactic Legends. The characters themselves were fine. I didn't have a problem with the actual characters, but the introduction of the Ultimates, the introduction and trying to get that, and it was. In my opinion, it was poorly executed. That's why the beginning of this year, I think, left a lot of us sitting there going, "What the hell is going to happen to this game?" Good Lord.
Well, you have you had around August or something that, they had the G12s, and then they started the G13s.
Yeah, before this, 2019.
And then not even 2 months later, they came up with the relics. So we really got hit hard with some stuff that probably could have spanned out a little bit lengthier time. And then we were hit with the GLs, and then we're hit with, and in between there, we were hit with the light side territory battle. So we were hit hard with a lot of stuff, with content that was so OP that I can't tell you how many people quit the game over it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the timing of some of the stuff just was not good. It's good stuff, but shoving it all together and, it's like, it was just so hard, too much for a lot of people. And it was really sad to see a lot of really good players leave because of it. But if they had stretched it out more, it would have been accepted better.
But they can't stretch it out more, because if, heaven forbid, we go like a week and a half without content in this game, and then everyone's like, "Give me more content," and then we get it, and they were like, "Oh, this is too hard. I quit." So it's like a lose-lose situation. Like,
I don't think it's a lose-lose situation. Give you an example, like the mythic raid we have now. I love it. I think it's exceptionally hard, but this is what we want, right? And what it's allowing us to do is to theory craft and do all these, really cool things and beat it. But we have to really be organized, and it's got guilds to really get back into being guilds and talking and all this stuff. You looked at Lightside TV, you just were like, what? You just walked in there, you're like, It's my relic 7 character, and I'm dead. It was unbelievable, and even now, it's still. I mean, it's mathematically impossible to still beat that thing. I understand they put it out there just to give us something to shoot for, but it's. So over the top, OP, ridiculously stupid that you're never going to get the stars on it. It's like, good Lord.
Well, not just that, but it's like, okay, we're going to make it so OP, so we don't have to worry about making more content for this for quite a long time. That's how I look at it. It's like, let's make it so impossible that it's going to take 2 years for them to even master anything on it, which it might even take longer. And that way we don't have to worry about providing new content for a while because people are still trying to master that. It'll keep people occupied for a while. And that's really not how you look at it. You want to make content that might be a little more challenging. I'm not saying more difficult, more challenging, but don't make it so OP that even the max characters will die. There's just so much RNG involved in it that it's not a matter of skill. It's not a matter of even mods or what your tunes are. It's just a matter of RNG. And that I think should be lessened up, frankly, in that aspect of it. The Rancor, there's ways to make it more difficult so people don't solo it without, it doesn't involve, I mean, there's so few guilds that can even accomplish this Rancor raid, and I don't know, it's just kind of ridiculous in some aspects.
Well, I think the Rancor, the new raid, is tiered for higher tier, but the problem is we still need to get content for people that are mid tier and lower tier still.
Yes, and I agree. Yeah.
They've sent the hat. And we've got Sim on the older Rancor, which was really good on their part. But I think, it's designed you have to reach a certain level and then you can go for that new Rancor. I mean, you're not soloing that thing. You're just not. You have got to be, coordinated in timing, and you have to have the right teams. And it's been a lot of theory crafting, like which teams are the best, to use. I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's frustrating because, like, you certain times, if you've gotten that rank, like the first time you get that Rancor for allow that first 20% threshold, you're like, all right, I'm going to go in here with Kylo Ren, just use my normal 3 to 5%, and I'm dead. What the hell just happened? I just got slaughtered. I didn't do any damage. What the hell, Kylo? You suck. It's like,
right.
So
I don't like. I think one of the aspects of the Rancor raid that you work 6 months to a year to get like a galactic legend. And they're pretty well useless in the raid. I mean, they're so neutered that it's like, what, he only did 2 damage? What the hell? So
once you start getting past those thresholds, Galactic
not even with those thresholds, even some of the it's just the fact that they neuter the GL so much that, to me, it's kind of not fair, because you worked so hard, so long, and maybe paid so much money to get a particular tune you've wanted for so long, and it's not working as intended.
Well, I'm kind of torn on it because I get why they're doing it.
I get why they're doing it. Yeah,
and I'm fine with it, and I'm cool with it, because the Galactic Legends and other in this game dominate. So for what you're not getting out of this new raid, and you can still get people, especially like with certain combinations, doing like 10-15% or more, in a run. So it's just not soloable with the Galactic. You think soloable, you're thinking like Sith raid. I've done it on the RSG lunch stream where we're just like, let's go solo the Sith raid and see if I can get the #1 spot, right? You're not going to do that, but you get your money's worth out of the Galactic Legends. Once you do get a Galactic Legend, it's a game changer. There's some are better than others. I think Kyle still tops the best one. Ray is kind of number 2, and Luke's 3, and Palpatine's number 4, and everybody has a different opinion on that. But I don't think anybody's not going to have Kylo like at the top of the list. He's just so goddamn good in so many different ways. But yeah, so we've had that. So the beginning of the year we had Galactic Legends right on the heels of and then the requirements for them and all of that stuff, the tickets, everything, and then you mentioned Nightside TV, so and no communication. That was the thing. We weren't getting any communication from them whatsoever, and it was so frustrating at the beginning of the year for the first, I'd say, I don't know what, 3 months, 4 months, right? And then it kind of changed a little bit, right? That's when we started getting some of these new characters that we started seeing, and then the announcement that I don't know when they announced Unity, but we started seeing some stuff with the 3 characters from the Mandalorian show. We got the announcement of Mando, Grief, and Kara, and their kits are really, really good. Mando and Grief are goddamn amazing. Bounty Hunters are one of my favorite teams, and so that started the trend, and they started talking about Unity. I don't remember when they started, but it was around that time, right? Or was it after? I can't remember. I think what changed the point of the year that changed for me, and be interested if you guys what you think about this, was the Jedi Knight Luke event. Because when I did that event, I'm like, where the hell has this been in this game this entire time? I mean, that event was goddamn amazing. And it just floored me because I was expecting the same kind of stuff that we'd seen before, but the cinematics, the thoughtfulness of it, reliving, everything.
Yeah.
It was so good. It just floored me because I was like, why can't we do this all the time? What does it mean? And I thought it was a turning point for the game. When that Luke event happened, I was just, I was kind of excited because the Mando, they were really good characters and stuff. I'm like, all right, let's see what else they got up their sleeve. Then that Luke event hit, and I was like, holy balls. That is outstanding. And I started turning a little bit back to like, okay.
I think a lot of people think that was kind of a turning point. I mean, that was a big event, and they did that one right. And it seems like they've been planning that one for a while, which they should have been. I mean, that's the biggest release in the history of the game. That's something that people have been requesting since the day the game came out. So, I mean, I'd say between him and Revan, probably the 2 most requested characters in the history of the game. So, I mean, I definitely think that they handled it correctly. I just, I would also say that it was kind of it was a slow start for sure, but considering all the challenges that a lot of gaming companies have had this year with the pandemic and kind of being forced to, I don't know about being forced, but I mean, you see lots of gaming companies like just releasing games in an unfinished state and putting out like, lackluster updates and then patching it later because they've just been hampered with delays because of COVID and the work conditions. And, I just feel like, given the circumstances, I thought that we were going to get like almost nothing this year because of the pandemic. And I thought they were just going to use that as an excuse. However, they totally churned out like a ton of content this year, even with the restrictions. So, I mean, I think that overall, I would say yes. I mean, we'll get to the end part of the year and all that other stuff in a moment, but just kind of looking at it from a glance, I'm just impressed that we were able to even have this much. I mean, they introduced 4 Galactic Legends, a new raid, the Galactic Challenges. They, they added, did Relics come out last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
yeah, Relics came out 2 months after we got notice that we could take tunes to G13.
And then they added the new mod tiers this year. That was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, which was really executed well too. That was well done as well. Well thought out. Now the other thing that I think stands out this year too is all the new characters, marquee, however you want to say, they've been top notch. I mean, some are better than others. But if you look down the line, Chewbacca, 3PO, Piet, I mean, Mando, Grief, I mean, even Mon Mothma, Cara Dune, I mean, all these characters have been really good. I want to hear good voices on this. I mean, I know you've invested a lot of these characters. I've just been impressed. Like, the kits have been really fantastic. They've been really well thought out. They've made some other teams that were cruddy before even better and given us more to play with. I mean, Piet on the Trooper team is stupid.
Oh.
I mean,
I
that
love
team,
it.
is ridiculous, man. I mean, dumb. Oh God. Like good Maurice, is there like a marquee or character that they've done this year that you think, like, if you had like your top 3 that you've invested in or anything? What do you think?
Well, I think they're all really, really well, with the exception of Chupio and Moff Gideon. Those characters are broken, and they're broken. Both of them. I'm sorry. I mean, like Chupio turns your seat like teams like Padme. They were created to prevent, like, assisting and counterattacking teams, right? But Chupio is so overpowering that you could put him on your CLS team and chew through the protection up from Padme, just no problem. Like, he neutralizes teams that are supposed to prevent things like countering and assisting. And Moff Gideon is broken for a number of reasons. But he's a very good character. I think they're all been really, really good. But the thing I like about Chupio, the thing I like about Mon Mothma, Queel, IG-11, they feed stats. So many stats that you can start using these older characters like Zalbar, like Mission, like even if, let's say, you like Young Han and Lando, like Mon Mothma, like my Mon Mothma team has Biston, Pal, Hoth Rebel Scout on it. Like, those are 3 characters I really couldn't use at all until she came out. But now that she came out, yes, you can make a case that it's kind of encouraging people to gear up lesser characters. But if you already had those characters from years and years and years ago, let's say you've got Hoth Rebel Scout at Gear 10 or whatever from Lightside TB when it was new, right? Like, now you could use that character again. And there's no rework. There's no changing of anything. It's just a new character. I think these new characters with their stat pumping is really, really getting a lot out of your characters. And like Palpatine or the Sith Eternal and Jedi Master Luke, they've got these mastery, and Rey and Kylo too, like the mastery stats. So if you have these characters, you can throw relics on them, they become even stronger under these GL characters. I think they've done a good job with the stat sharing. I mean, you can make a case that's maybe a lazy way to rework all the characters, but it's better than getting no rework, right? Like Kayadamundi, he makes Mace usable because of all the bonuses and stuff, right? Like, you can actually use Mace. Let's say you went all in on him for the fleet. When you finally get your cam, you'll be like, oh, Mace is usable again. So they're doing a good job of kind of patching up old characters. That's what I like the most about it. I think Piet, like you guys mentioned, is awesome, but I don't think Piet's like OP necessarily. I mean, you got to have the trooper team to back him up, right? So, I mean, if you want to throw relics on your Veers and range and death, then yeah, you're gonna have a great team. If you don't, then Piet's probably better with Vader. But
talk about reworks, Vader, that rework, we forgot to mention. I mean, that character went from being garbage to, my God.
Yeah, he's something else, man. He's so good, so flexible. I'm very pleased. I have no complaints about the game. I know a lot of people are upset about the Beskar feats and these GCs, but for the most part, I feel like everything's been done pretty well. They're communicating again, like you mentioned. I have no complaints.
Really adding the Beskar Mando to the event was was a pretty dick move in that aspect of it. I mean, they could do it, down the road or wait a couple of months or something, but to as pretty much as soon as he's like, hey, we're announcing he's coming out and stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna add him to our galactic challenges. So neener.
Yeah, but if you think about it, let's say you just farm the characters the free-to-play way, right? It's going to take you, a month and a half or so? So you're missing out on, 3 to 6 events. In every event, 6 months from now, you're essentially losing out on, 8 slices of a mod. Like, it's really not that big of a deal at the end of the day.
Right, but people, it's like they want the new shiny now.
I know, and this is, again...
to have, and to be able to use the new shiny when you can't get it immediately makes people so pissed off. I mean, not me. I mean, it was but there are people out there who it's like, I have to have it now. And because I don't have it, and now they're using him in this event, and I cannot get that minuscule amount of rewards. I'm going to miss out on 3 pieces of salvage because of it.
I could see this being a trend. I mean, if this is something, this is, again, it could very well not bother me as much because I have Beskar Mando, right? And I'll tell you what, I have Beskar Mando at Gear 13, and it took me probably an hour and a half to pull off those ridiculous feats. Those feats were incredibly difficult this time, even with Beskar. Like, you have to set it up perfectly. You have to bring like 4 tanks.
Yeah.
Mando has to do all the damage, and then even that crit chance one. Like, the only way I can pull off the crit hits is using like Luke for vulnerable. Like, you have to have some form of vulnerable in the team, and it took me 10, 15 tries to get 30 crit. Like, this GC took me a long time to do.
Yeah.
Which
yeah, like the amount of damage that Beskar had to do. And so all I did was I put support. I had Rey, and then the rest of them were support, like not C-3PO, but I had Hermit Yoda, Shakti, and I forgot who else I had on there. Somebody else that doesn't do damage. So all I did was just feed, keep them all healthy and feed. And I was like 30 seconds away from that 15-minute mark where you lose before I could get that 230K damage or whatever it was that, because he kept dodging. I mean, he kept getting dodged all the time. I had a really hard time getting the damage.
I just threw my hands up and I'm like, I'll wait till the next GC because this is stupid. I was like, I went in there with like troopers. I went with a bounty hunter. I tried a whole bunch of stuff with different combinations and I just couldn't do it. And I just like, okay, I'm done. I'm just.
Yeah. If this one didn't come out over Christmas, if this was like the week one, I wouldn't have done it either. I'd be like, screw this. I don't have time for this. It's just, but been sitting around, quote, sick, for a few days. So I haven't had shit to do except tinker in the game. So it's
yeah, I only did it on one account because I was not going to go 15 million times on my other accounts to try to do it. So it was like, okay, let me see what combo works here. And lucky for me that that I just managed to get it on just the one account. The rest of them, screw it. I'll just wait to do it whenever. So
besides him just making like a bounty hunter team like Imperial Trooper proof, I'm really not finding much use for him. Like, I'm having a hard time finding a good home for
I
him.
already know where I'm putting Beskar. I was talking to Thane about this today. We were setting up my JC defense, and someone asked what I was working on. I showed him I'm going to go get Beskar next before I go get old Jazz Hands McGee Palpatine. I was like, and we're in agreement. A Beskar Mando with Galactic Legend Rey with IG and Quill. That's going to be stupid.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dumb ass team to have to deal with, big time. You throw a Holdo or another tank on there, good luck.
All the damage been. Yeah, I mean, throw them with a bunch of scoundrels. So
yeah, you can throw them with scoundrels. No,
I mean, you can throw them with Rey and Force because anytime you put that second Zeta on him, he's going to get a bonus turn and just give him damage immunity.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. So you have all sorts of damage immunity on the team.
And lives and just it's just one of those things that I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Before I get Palpatine, I'll get this team. So but yeah, I think CG turned a page, and I've talked about it in my streams where it's like, I'm positive on CG right now. They're doing things the right way. There's been some things like the Beskar Mando I didn't agree with. I was pretty pissed about that, but other than that, I've been just singing their praises. I haven't really ranted on them since the Galactic Legends, which I was really upset about. Even though I got both those characters, Rey and Kylo, pretty quickly, I was like, oh God, it's just like, But I think they the thing that I think that they've been doing is listening, right? And getting that feedback and things that we talked about here for the longest time is getting that feedback and getting, what the gamers are looking for in the game, right? And those items, and you've seen that with some of the things that they've changed. Like we've talked about the mod stuff. I mean, that was a really, if you're going to do that, then that's the way to do it, right? I mean, so I think they're getting there. There's still some work to be done. As I said, they've burned a lot of bridges at the end of last year and coming into the beginning of this year. There was a lot of bridges burned. Abby talked about all the people that quit. We had a lot of people come back because the Warrior came back, Earth came back. I mean, they saw the changes, and they're like, okay, of all the stuff that we had talked about, they've done a lot of the things that we wanted them to do, and so they're doing it. So I think 2020 has been a pretty damn solid year with good stuff to come, I hope.
Would you say that this has been the best year?
I wouldn't say the best, but it's a more hopeful year.
I feel like yeah, they made a lot of moves in the right direction. Now we've had 5 years of this game, so there's a lot to look back on. But you know, you're talking about you know, we had the original introduction of mods year. That was a wild year. You know, we had
That was bad.
yeah, you know, we had you know, we had the year where you know, where Darth Revan pretty much dominated the game for 12 months. That was a year. You know, we had a year where we had years where there was no real clear cut, like I mean, like direction as far as character um, uh, like character builds were concerned. I mean, like when the game first dropped, they were not good
Oh
at
God,
manipulating
yeah.
the meta and creating new characters. I mean, like, you know, they got Rex right, right? Like Rex was a new character that they created and put in Chromium packs that was actually really good, right? But besides that, anytime they released a new character, Zam Wessel, anybody that came out at that time, the builds were just garbage, you know, and the characters were never good until they got reworked later on, and that's just how it was. I mean, like, you know, if you bought, you know, the first time they introduced like the new price increase, you know, their characters were Krennic and Death Trooper, and when they first dropped, they were terrible. They were not good. They were not worth the money. You know what I'm saying? And now they've gotten very good at tailoring the new character releases to make them viable. You know, whereas like originally that was not a thing. You know, they were, you know, the best character in the game was Geonosian Soldier, you know, and First Order TIE Pilot, and you know, I mean, Qui-Gon Jinn was good, but I mean, like, you know, what I'm saying is, like, for the most part, the characters that were good were no-name characters that you wouldn't really want to invest in, but you had to, because if you wanted to be good at the game, you had to invest in these characters that weren't necessarily your favorite. They weren't the stars of the show. You know,
Right.
you know, you wanna level up your Luke Skywalker. You know, you want to level up these other characters that you love, you know, your Yodas and all these other characters, but they just weren't as good when they first dropped. Yoda was actually pretty good when he first dropped,
Very
but I
much
mean,
Yoda? No, it wasn't until he got his rework that he was any.
well, the rework was short lived. Remember, they did the rework and then they literally released, you know, the Jedi. Like Yoda would look like he was going to be the new Jedi leader to have, and then they released Revan. You know, so it was like it was almost immediately he was just irrelevant. You know, which was weird, but he was still a necessary character for that team anyway. So it's not like you know,
Right.
Well,
with the leader.
He was just way too
I think-
squishy to be in the leader slot
Yeah,
there.
it really was. I think you know what they've done with these new characters, because like it's, you know, there's a lot of free to play that watch streams and stuff, and you can look at like any of these new characters that come out this year. You work toward them, you're going to be happy. And if you spend a little money on some of these characters, no matter which one it is, you're going to be satisfied because you're going to get some really good use out of it. And I think that's the difference between when 5 years ago till now is like each one of these characters that have come out this year. I mean, they're all viable. They're all really good. They all form really good teams and are part of teams that are just unbelievable and make some. I mean, you talk about Mon Mothma. I'm using Biggs, Wedge, Kara, and SRP for Christ's sakes. You know, whoever thought Biggs and Wedge would, and I've gotten so many like holds on that team in GAC. It's stupid. And you know, and I think that's, you know, what you want. You know, give people options, and you know, to build up. They also did the thing this year where if a character is a year old, you get double drops on those characters when you farm them. I mean, that's a great thing for new players and mid-tier players that are trying to catch up, right? I mean, again, it's little things like this that they've done this year that I think 2020 has been a positive year. I'm working on this. I mean, a couple of things, hiccups there and there, beginning of the year, and the recent Beskar Manda stuff. But other than that, I mean, you know, you saw with the Galactic Challenges, when they first came out, they were garbage, but they listened and they made changes, and then they kept listening and they kept making more changes. So, you know, as long as they're doing that, they're trying and they're listening and they're making changes and trying to adapt, and they're putting out quality stuff like they have been with these characters. I'm excited for 2021. See what they do with it. You know, reverse my opinion of them a little bit this year with the things that they've done. I mean, even the new Galactic Legends, the way that those events worked out, the way they redid the ticket system, you know, after the first two Galactic Legends, it was, I mean, those were really solid events. Can't argue. Well thought out. They were really cool. The ticket system changes was really nice. I mean, just stuff like that. That's changed my tone on them.
Yeah, I mean they have. Oh, I gotta speak closer to the mic. Sorry. So basically, yeah, I mean they have made strides in the right direction, and like I said, one of the biggest things that I think that they did this year. I mean, obviously, the character releases have been pretty spot on, and some of the content's been spot on, but one of the biggest things to me was bringing back the ability to choose. You've always had this, at least not in the beginning of the game. In the beginning of the game, you did have the ability to theory craft and come up with other teams. And I'm not saying that you can theory craft now, not as much anyway as you used to. But what I'm saying is what they did give you the ability to do now is not force you to go in one direction. Like right now, if you like, you can run 3 or 4 different teams and still take rank 1 in arena every day. You know what I'm saying? And that was not possible, during the Revan meta. That was not possible, during any meta. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the most part. I mean, the last couple of years, they've kind of forced you to level up a certain team or work in a certain direction. Now, because of all the new Galactic Legends, because of Luke, because there's counters for all these teams, and because of reworks to Vader, you can basically use a bunch of different teams, and you can even mix and match some of these characters. I mean, you can put together a team with Jedi Luke and Kylo and make an interesting mix of a team that isn't necessarily a synergy team where you're using all First Order characters or all Rebel characters or all Sith characters. It gives you the ability to be a little bit more creative and to do your own things. And now, because of all the levels and intricacies into each individual character, every single team out there is completely different. I mean, everybody has different relic levels on their characters. Everybody has different mod sets on their characters. Everybody has different tiers of mods on their characters based on how they've leveled up, different gear levels. Now you can, go to another relic tier. So I mean, they have added so many. They've added so many different ways to customize. That I mean, no two teams are exactly the same anymore. So it's very interesting. And I think that overall, for the tinkerer, for the player that loves to sit there and mess with their mods and kind of figure out different ways, different strategies, the good old Maurices of this world, the RangerJ1999s of this world, the Avies of this world, the game is a better game today than it has been ever. I feel like it's really where we wanted it to be when it first came out. I mean, at the end of the day, it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I personally feel like it's a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot. There's definitely too much. This can be, in some cases, I mean, if you love this game and you really want to play it to your heart's desire and be a very successful person at it, be a competitive player at it, you almost have to dedicate all your time to this game. If you're playing, when you're playing games anyway. That's what I mean. You can't be playing this game and be playing 6 other games or 7 other games. It's just not, there's too much in this game to really be competitive and be really good at it for you to focus on anything else. You know what I'm saying? This has to be one of your main things that you're focusing on. And I'm not saying you can't live your life. I'm just saying that it's at a point where now there's so much content in this game. There's so much stuff that you have to do, where if you don't do some of these things, you're going to fall behind. And falling behind now, if you want to be competitive, can be a big deal, because the gap is huge now, whereas before it was tighter, I mean, you didn't have as much customization. You didn't have the ability to have such a huge disparity in characters. Back in the day, the best roster in the world was maybe 5 million GP, and an average player was 3.5 or 4 million GP, and now an average player is maybe like me, and you can have 9 million GP. So your roster, your level of roster now, the disparity is huge in comparison to the way it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So, now there are really sick players at this game, and it's just like I said, it's a good thing. But it's been a good, like I said, it's been a good year overall, and I feel like the best part of it is that the diversity has been reintroduced to the game, and now there really is the opportunity for you to kind of pick and choose. Do you want Jedi Master Luke? Do you want Kylo? Do you want Rey? And you can really run any of those teams and still be successful. But all right, so let's move on to Q&A. Do you guys have any questions? Are there any questions in the chat from before, Maurice, that you scooped up?
Yeah, we got one here from Cole is Gay.
Okay.
Hope you are well. What would be a counter for Finalizer in GAC?
What are your guys' thoughts? Just give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say pretty much anything not named Akbar.
Yeah. Anything else, just fine.
Yeah, everything beats it. It's not good defensively. It can be tricky. It can strip some banners, but
No, it's the AI does it really.
yeah,
wrong.
it's pretty bad.
I think
Yeah, I don't use Finalizer at all.
Finalizer on offense is amazing. Like it destroys Akbar teams, right, and some other teams. But on defense, no. I think the teams that I've been seeing success with is Rebels and Holdo on defense, really stripping banners away from the people that are going after. Even if they win, I'm seeing like all my reinforcements in, or the Holdo maneuver's been going off. They may get the win, but they only get like 54 banners on fleet. That's a killer, right? So, but yeah, Finalizer on defense, just keep it as a team. Like if you got Rebels and you want to say you keep GR, you want to put Malevolence down or something along those lines, or you put GR down, they're going to put Rebels down or something when you scout them out. Finalizer is the way to go, because your first move with the Finalizer against the Rebels is you do your big hit, you shoot the Falcon, then you use a base with Kylo Ren, then you do Shuttle's move, give turn meter back to Kylo, he shoots again, and then if he's not dead by then, you've got First Order Special Forces in there who does the call assist, and Falcon's off the board immediately. And then it's just like Biggs or Y-Wing, and then you can handle the rest of it easily.
Well, I know this is off topic, but
Yeah.
I got the COVID. I just got my test results back.
Oh no!
You do have it.
I'm in a level 12 quarantine around good old Maurice right now.
Yeah, I gotta sterilize my microphone now.
Oh God!
Yeah. Don't worry, guy. I was sick for a couple days. I feel a lot better now, but
My Corona.
so
God,
looks
you-
like I'll
you
be
can-
doing a lot of streaming the next couple weeks, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be
You want to come hang
busy
out?
bee.
Charles, you want to come hang out tomorrow? You're more than welcome.
Yeah, I mean, you can digitally cough in my mouth if you like to. All right, it's okay. I accept it. All right.
Like I mean, that's terrible news. I understand that, but I feel very fortunate.
Could be worse.
Besides a headache and a runny nose and a little case of the diarrheas, I'm feeling pretty good.
He's had the diarrhea since the Easters.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what.
Yeah, that's not awesome. I'm sure you'll be okay.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to say it to be a Debbie Downer. I just thought I talked about it earlier. I just got my results back.
I mean, if you just got your results, I mean, I probably would have to talk about it too. I mean, that to be honest with you, I mean, that's
Yeah, but this like the results sheet that they sent me, the PDF is so like it's like real tiny letters. Your COVID-19 test results are. Then it's like huge red letters, positive. Like, oh my god. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Well,
have you lost your sense of taste?
I did for about 12 hours, but that could have been just because I was so stopped up. You know what I mean? Like I think it was Christmas Day. I was like, just couldn't even breathe out of my nose, but everything's fine.
How do you feel overall? Like, I mean, like what's bothering you? Like if you had
Just
to
got
say-
kind of like a persistent chest cough and the runs. That's really about it. A headache. That's all I really have today.
Diarrhea since Easters.
Like if I had to work tomorrow, I would be one. Like if there was no such thing as COVID, I would go to work tomorrow. Like no problem, no questions asked. But now I guess I'm just hanging out for 2 weeks with you guys. So
Yep.
Okay.
I said lunch stream. You're more than welcome to hang out there, Gami.
Well,
Probably be longer than that because you have to stay away from people for 2 weeks after you get over it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's
Everywhere, bro,
really
people-
it's really a hardcore. Honestly, though, if this was going to happen during any week, I would say the week of New Year's is probably the best one, or Christmas and New Year's are probably the best two for it to happen. Not saying that any time getting COVID is a good time to have it, but I'm saying at the end of the day, like, if you're going to have to miss work time, usually, at least for most businesses, this would be the time where your boss would be least upset about you not being available because it's the holidays anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have, New Year's coming up this week, and I mean,
I'm an old ass man now. It's not like I go crazy on New Year's anymore anyway. I like go over to a
Right.
friend's house, watch the ball drop, and go home and go to bed.
No.
Like it's.
No, right, but what I'm saying is like we're working a half day on Thursday, and then we're going to be closed on
Yeah.
Friday. So I mean, like, it's going to be almost a 4-day weekend this week. It was a 4-day weekend last week. So I mean, if I was to get COVID like last Monday, it'd be like fine basically. I mean, I'd be missing like 3 or 4 days of work. I mean, without. So I mean, but. Honestly, it's really all dependent on how you feel. I mean, like, it's gonna react to everybody differently. But you're a young man that's in good shape. I'm sure it'll be okay.
I blame Finn.
You blame Finn. It's definitely Finity's fault somehow.
Finn.
Yeah.
Every time I stubbed my toe today. I was like, God damn it, Finn.
T-Money. Durgan says T-Money had it and now gone.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. How did that work out?
How did that
We
happen?
talk to each other
Did you
over
share
the microphone.
of the microphone? Is that how it is? You're almost sharing the same microphone? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least the symptoms are not that bad for you, Gom. It could have been a lot worse.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I just hope, and I've stayed inside. I just hope that I haven't given it to anyone.
It's kind
Yeah,
of
because you could have not known that you had it, and yeah.
Yeah, because that first day. I mean, I Thursday I was feeling crappy. I was off work, but I worked the day before. I mean, I felt fine, but I'm sure it was in my system then. But so.
Or were you wearing your mask and washing your
Yeah.
hands?
Oh yeah. I wear my mask everywhere. We got pretty nice masks at work. So
You should definitely go over the houses of all of your enemies. Like immediately. I
Yeah,
mean,
who do you
just go door to door and let people know face to face that I have COVID. Like, hey, sorry.
John was people that picked on him was like, knocks on their door like, and just walks off.
Hey neighbors, I haven't spoken to you guys in at least 3 months. I just want to let you know in person that I have COVID. Have a good day.
I've never talked to you before, but I just wanted to stop by and let you know in person. Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, I baked you an apple pie. By the way, I have COVID. See you later.
Enjoy that pie.
I know I've never introduced myself before, but I figured I'd bring you guys over an apple pie. Oh, that's so thoughtful. By the way, I have COVID. See you later.
got them Corona berries. Let me get some Corona berry cobbler.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
I make a joke. It's not. I know it's not fun. I know a lot of people have had a lot of
You
issues
have
with
to.
it. Lost
to,
people.
because-
It's just I hate. I'm sorry if that's insensitive.
No,
I
no, you
don't mean to
have
make jokes.
No, I'm on the Dave Chappelle thing. Like, you got to make fun of something when it's so horrible because it's so dark and depressing if you don't, right? Comedy and laughter is what gets us through some of this shit, right? So because when you make when you talk about something and you make fun of it, it takes the power away from it, in a sense, like, because you see the news and it's just so dark and dreary and it's so sad. It's good to, with people you hang out with and just to laugh about it, and as long as but it's all you can do because you can't really do anything else, right? It's either be sad and miserable, at least try to keep your head up and laugh a little bit through all the pain and suffering, and try to make other people laugh and try to get through it too. So no, it's nothing you need to apologize for.
I mean, they say also, like, at the end of all of this, like, pretty much like 70 to 80% of the world will have had it at some point. Right, so I
Isn't
mean,
that
the odds are everybody's gonna get it at some point, right? I mean, like, so it's just a matter of, like, the odds are in favor that you will have it. I mean, so it's not like, there's only a certain amount of prevention methods you can take, and at the end of the day, you can try to be as careful as possible. But no matter how careful you are, there's people that I know that stayed home, or at least they claim that they stayed home, didn't go out anywhere, and they somehow got it, from like groceries being delivered to their house or something. I don't know how much I believe that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the end of the day, there are people that say that they didn't go out and do anything, and they somehow still got it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm lucky. And like I mentioned before the show, I have been locked in my house for just over a year now. And although I'm freaking stir crazy, I have not had it yet simply because I have a compromised immune system. And if I get it, it could be extremely deadly for me. But, my husband works an essential job, so he has a potential to be exposed to it every day. But he takes extra precautions, at least, not only during work, but on the way home, so that he makes sure that both him and I do not get it. So it drives me nuts to be staying home, and I haven't traveled anywhere, haven't gone anywhere.
No.
Well, I mean, that's that's rough. I'm sure. And the vaccine's coming out now, but there's a lot of skepticism around that one too. So I don't know
why.
how safe it is to do that. I mean, or maybe it is.
It's very safe.
Yeah.
Listen.
This is what I think about that. Okay, and this is just my opinion. I feel like a lot of people's thought process is that there's like some secret reason why they're doing this. Like there's some like hidden agenda for making the vaccine. Like they want everybody to take this because I think the reason that people are skeptical, of course it takes time to develop a vaccine, but there's also this large group of people that believes that there's like some chemical that they're putting into this that they want to give to everybody, right? But what I'm saying is, I don't think that that's the case, because and I'm not really a part of like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but what I'm saying is, like, I think if they really wanted to get you, they could just put it in a regular flu vaccine. I mean, they don't have to create some new virus to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They could just put it in, they could put it in Tropicana orange juice and just give it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like,
people need to study history. I swear to Christ. If you look back until the early 50s, what was a main killer of the United States? Polio.
Yeah. Tuberculosis.
Okay. And then we came up with vaccines, and then it went away. It's still around, but in like 0.00000, like the measles, things of that nature. There is reasons that I trust science because it works. And it was a pandemic. I mean, if you go back and you look at the images of the 50s of those kids in those machines, that's all for polio, right? Until they came up with the vaccine. And magically, as soon as everyone got the polio vaccine, they don't have to put kids in machines anymore. So that's kind of how science works. I kind of trust doctors over some potato head that says all this other nonsense.
Well, I can understand the skepticism about maybe us not knowing the long-term effects of this vaccine, but for somebody to legitimately think that this is some government form of population control or experiment, like Ramon said, you can put it in anything. Like they wouldn't have to, like they could have done that a variety of different ways by now. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy. I'm not a theorist either. I don't think of it, but I mean, I'm not going to be the first one to get this vaccine. Coming from somebody that currently now has COVID, I mean, that's
you don't need to. You think about it. Good.
I mean, like, I will.
You can catch it again. You can easily catch it again. So I know somebody who's caught it like 3 times now. So
yeah, but if it's a limited vaccine, there are people that. Hospital workers, the elderly, these people need it more than I do, and I'm fine with that. So
even if you get the vaccine, you still need to get it multiple times. It's not like it's just like that means you're permanently immune.
Exactly.
It's like other like the flu shot. It's like other things. I get the flu shot every year. I get. I just had my physical this year, and they're like, "Well, you haven't had your TB in a while, and you get that one." And it says here you haven't had tetanus in a while. I'm like, oh no! And sure enough, I had a bunch of shots that day. That's why I felt like ass. But I will do it because I just data, science,
But yeah, I mean, it's I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's just it's just one of those things where, like Maurice said, it's probably a little bit early to rush out a vaccine. I mean, they're trying to do the best they can to get it to be tested as much as possible. But obviously, everybody. There's a huge population out there that wants them to press the vaccine out as fast as possible. So they're just doing the best they can to kind of please everybody. So and they've come up with there's a couple different vaccines now, so it's not just like one. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously, the people that really have, a compromised immune system are going to be the ones that are going to get it first, and they're the ones that need to get it. And I guess if I was somebody in that circumstance where any day I walk outside and go grab a door handle, I could possibly get COVID and die because I have a compromised immune system, then maybe taking that vaccine is worth the risk. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, everybody's in a different circumstance. If you're living on your own and you don't necessarily have anybody that you're worried about getting infected, if it was just a matter of just staying home for you and quarantining, then maybe it's not really worth it for you to go out and do it. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on.
At least not right away. Yeah. At least
Not right away, but
away.
eventually, yes, you need to, because, it's one of those things, vaccines are what they are because they work, right? Now, there are side effects, and some people do have side effects. There's not. It's just the nature of the beast, right? But
Right.
as long as you do your research on it, like they say, if you have allergies, certain allergies, things of that nature, be cognizant of that. But that just means you have to take precautions and let them know ahead of time,
Right.
so that they can look for any kind of for those side effects to take place, and then they can react to it. But I mean, compared to what we have now, we have over 3,000 Americans dying a day. Right, 1 in 1,000 Americans have died from COVID. 1 out of every 1,000 Americans have died from COVID. I want you to let that sink in your head. And the number's probably higher. The numbers are probably skewed low, but they're probably higher than that. This is not something, it's one of those things that has changed our life fundamentally, in a way that, like polio did or the plague did. And if you look out throughout history, we've had epic plagues that have hit us in our human history that we've had to adjust to. And I'm glad that I live in an age in time where I don't have to worry about the bubonic plague that wiped out like 70% of Europe or, the population, because we have ways to prevent that not only saves me, but saves everybody else. And I think that's an encouraging thing to know.
I feel like these guys going out though on TV and just taking the vaccine on television is kind of sus, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like watching Fauci go out there and take the vaccine, I don't believe he's actually taking the vaccine. I think he's
get the hell out of here.
I think he's actually taking the flu shot.
Oh my! It's saline water.
I mean, that seems really sus to me. Like it just does.
Why is it sus? Why would you?
Because Ramon just wanted to say sus on the stream.
I know, that's what it is.
Well, 90% of it was absolutely that. I just wanted to say sus. Okay, but at the end of the day, but besides that, I also just think it just looks very sketchy. I mean, I'm not saying that in all likelihood he probably did take the vaccine. It's probably not sus at all. But I'm saying like but it does look really sketchy. I mean, like,
it doesn't look sketchy at all. What is wrong? He's a medical.
You know what would have been hilarious?
Oh my God!
Watch it.
The leading infectious doctor in the country takes the vaccine, and you think that's sus?
Watch Pence out there take the vaccine shot. Like, it's good for you. It just, to me, it just seems really sus.
Well, that's different. That's different when people that have been denying it and all that stuff take, like Marco Rubio, who has been against like wearing masks and all this other bullshit, but he was the first one to get a shot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just gonna wait a little bit with that, because I fall within like the health requirements and the age requirements and all this other stuff. So, but I'm still gonna wait a little bit before I even think about getting one, because if I take a shot, I guarantee you I will get the flu. I don't get the flu, so why take the flu shot for me anyway? Because I guarantee you, if I do take it, I will get the flu.
I'll tell you one thing, I won't be getting the vaccination in the next 10 days because I can't leave my house.
No.
Yeah.
No. I think everything that
You better.
I think everything that
Yeah.
Vice President Pence does looks sus. To be honest with you, he just
Regardless of what you think of the man, the way he played off that fly chilling in his hair on the vice presidential election, you got props for that. Like, it didn't even phase him.
I know, because I think he had enough product and his hair didn't move. I think the fly was stuck there and couldn't get off. It's like, oh my God, how much hair gel did you use, man?
yeah.
Oh my
God.
God!
Let's wrap it up.
Thank God I don't watch TV.
There was one. There was one last question. I think was there another one that you saw, Maurice? I know that Abner asked one, but did you see any other ones?
I just saw Cola's gaze question. I didn't see anything else.
That was the only thing that I saw too. So
Abner asked what everyone is farming right now on the panel.
Oh.
Look. Oh yeah, I can tell you right
I know
now.
I have to look.
Mine's pretty boring. I know exactly what mine is. I'm farming Emperor's Ultimate, and I'm doing it. All my dark side energy is going towards, I believe it is the multi-tool. The multi-tool piece, because I'm just spamming that all day so I can convert the multi-tools into those brand new components for when I finally get 20 Relicate salvage. I'll have everything ready. I know it's lame.
That's
it's
not
pretty
lame.
much all
That's
done.
smart.
Yeah, just hoarding right now. Nothing.
So
special.
I just took up Relic to Piet and Stark for the Imperial Trooper team. My main focus is Beskar Mando, so I'm working on IG and Quill, and then I'll get Beskar Mando. But I took a bunch of characters like Cardoon. I took to 12. I took Ezra to 12. I'm going to relic him for the Jedi Master Luke team with gas for the counter. And then who was the other one? I took Gideon to 12. But it's mainly focus. My main focus is to get Ezra to relic, and then once Quill and IG are done, get them relic along with Beskar Mando, who'll be priority to get relic, and then I'm going all in on all Palps finally. I've had my fun. Time to get old Jazz Hands McGee.
I am working on.
You're not working on the damn thing. We've seen your accounts.
Everything I'm doing is just trying to finish Kylo. So I mean, I got Kylo to gear 11, and I just need to get him to, to relic and get him done. And that's really my main focus. And then once I'm done with Kylo, I will work on Jedi Knight. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, because that's who I want. So.
Oh yeah, you know what else happened in 20? I remods mounted to nothing.
You remodded Ramon's roster, then we did an event 2 weeks later on the stream. We didn't have any mods on like a very key character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I remember. Oh yes, Ranger just really had a mouthful to say on that one. I remember that. Yeah.
I've got a very good roster. Okay, guys, very good.
No.
All
I'm
right.
gonna say no.
Shy Bear says that he had COVID 5 months ago and he took the vaccine.
Oh, okay.
So he said he's doing fine. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean I just want to focus all my energy on getting him done, and that's really what I need to do, because he's probably the most important character to have, I think, in the game right now.
Why isn't he relic already? Didn't you unlock him like 2 weeks ago or something like that?
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks ago. Why isn't he relicked already? Because there's a lot of stuff you need to. I mean, I used all my resources to get the characters needed to get him, and now I'm. I still need to get more of these cryotechs. I still need to get more stun guns. There's so many stun guns, so many cryotechs that you need to level him up. It's unbelievable. I'm contemplating just getting the, just biting the bullet and buying the hyperdrive bundle.
It's a good deal. It's one of the best deals in the game if you can afford it.
Yeah, it's the best bundle you could ever buy in the game.
I mean, dude, if you're buying the hyperdrive gun bundle to gear Kylo, I think you're honestly better off just buying a vault and buying the gear you need. Like if you're like, I don't know, the hyperdrive
I
bundle
don't
is
know
just too much for Kylo.
You can be kind of limited on that though, Gom, because you know some of those packs with those furnaces and stuff are kind of a oh boy.
Well, the reason for the hyperdrive bundle is because I'll get energy, right? I'll get a bunch of
The hyperdrive bundle will give you lots of extra gear that you'll need eventually. I don't know if you'll need it for Kylo, but
right.
but
Yeah, because you're kind of at a level with Kylo that gear is not going to be particularly good for you. You're really not going to get really anything for it, but it's still worth it for everything else.
Yeah.
It'll help out with trying to get like Luke. You know what I mean?
And
You know,
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I mean, like that's what I'm thinking. And it can help me kind of just get over the top with him because it'll give me some cryotechs and some things like that, right? So I mean, it'll help out a little bit. So I mean, yeah, I'm almost there. I just need to get some more cryotechs, some more stun guns, and I've been plucking a little bit. I bought some crystals with the sale packs. I wish they would just sell the vaults with the 25% more like they used to. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. It's just ridiculous.
They have, but they only do it for like the local packs now.
They only do it for what? For the 20%, the $20 pack and the $10 pack. That's all they do it for now.
They did it for the if I'm not mistaken, it was the $4.99, the 3 packs that I remember. I don't know if they did it for the other ones. No, they didn't do it for the $49.99.
I wish they did. I mean, if they did the $50,
Used to. Like, yeah, you're right.
They used to. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because I remember specifically, it was only a one-time purchase, but you could buy it from the store. But if you got the pop-up in addition, you could buy it again. I remember that because I remember I got 2 vaults for the discount because I bought the one, and then the little chick came up and offered it to me again, and I got another chance at it.
If you missed out on it, it didn't come up again. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not encouraging anyone to spend money, but just like I remember those.
It's a shame they don't give you the discount on the the vaults above $20. So
I don't care because it would have encouraged me to spend $100, and I didn't really want to.
After I stopped like totally wailing on this game, you know, I mean, like where I was buying vaults all the time, I would buy that vault every May the 4th when they had that deal because it was the only time of year they had a discount on crystals. Really, you know what I mean? So at least now they have discounts a little bit more frequently, but again, it's only on the smaller packs. So you get a little bit.
That stinks. That's just They're so freaking chintzy on that stuff.
Yeah, you know what I remember? I got when Rey came out. When Rey Jedi Training came out, I bought that deal that they had with the gift card where you got the free unlock of you got a full 7-star Rey scavenger and an additional 3,000 crystals just for buying a Google Play card and uploading it and buying a vault with it. So I remember I went and bought that gift card and got the 3,000 extra crystals, and that helped me get Rey Jedi Training to Gear 12 and or I think it was 12 at that time. Yeah, Gear 12 and everything. Like I got her like totally done the first night. You know what I mean? So so that was awesome.
All right.
But all right, buy the hyperdrive bundle. Kill the icon. Van Seal, what's going on, man? All right, so Abner asked another question. Just before we go, anybody hoarding for whatever Galactic Legend drops next, or just going for the 4 we already have?
I'm still working on Palpatine. I've got half the characters done now, but I'm chilling on that. I'll make a decision if they put anything else. I'll look at it, but I mean, I definitely want Beskar Mando, so I'm kind of locked in that right now.
Yeah, I'm doing about I've got my 4th GLC, and I'm still working on the ultimate for that. I had the Zetas, but I went ahead and spent the Zetas for him on IG-11 and those guys because I really, really kind of wanted to get them geared up and stuff. But for C, I'm just kind of chilling, and I'm not going to be saving for another GL for a while. I want to get some other tunes done, but then I'll start hoarding a lot more again.
What about you, Gunham?
He has
I'm
everything.
like, like I said, I'm just kind of farming for the higher, just farming gear to convert to relic salvage. Like I only have like 9 or 10 of the Rancor bits, but like when I get the other 10, I'd like to have those 20 other components you have to farm ready, just so I can make a decision. Just kind of lame restock. Like I have all 4 GLs now, so I'm out of everything. So I'm just kind of restocking.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lame time of the game. Nothing exciting is going to happen for many weeks for me. It's just going to be stocking back up on all the small white gear and all the high end stuff for relic salvage. It's pretty boring. Hollow projectors, stuff like that.
Dreaming.
Yeah, I'm not going to relegate anything for quite a while.
Relics.
Whether I have the other salvage or not, I've got enough to do 1 or 2, I think 2 relics, but all right, relics. But you know, I'm just going to hold off because I have no idea which ones I'm going to do. And if I do any, I might do 3, maybe 4 tops in the game, and that's going to be. I have no idea who I want to do because it takes so many resources that I really want to be careful about what to do with it. But in the meantime, I'm just going to start saving up again.
Are any of you hoarding get 1 or get 2 currency right now for just in case?
Oh yeah.
No.
No,
I still have about 50K each. And you know, as I get little more than that, I might buy like a little piece here, a little piece there if I need it, or something that's really hard to get or farm to get that last little piece. But other than that, it's been about 50K a piece is all.
I would say it's not a bad idea.
I think they'll probably drop somebody in the get 2 with get 2 currency.
This Beskar Mando is way too easy. I could see them kind of giving out an epic confrontation, including Moff Gideon, Beskar, all the same characters. I could kind of see them going the epic confrontation route for some other new Mandalorian character down the pipe. So it might not be a bad idea. If you're able to, I would, it's always hoarding. Hoarding's always
yeah, I'm not. So for me, it's different. So I've got 10 more shards of malevolence to get into the 7-star. So I've not been using get 2 for gear for a while. But then once I do that, then all my get 2 is going to go to characters for Palpatine and Beskar Mando and gear stuff. So until I get all those characters caught up, I get caught up. I mean, stun guns are prime commodity and get 1, especially the purple gear. Especially those, whatever those the square things are. Oh God,
things that go with the med pack.
Yeah.
Everybody needs those. Wait, Palpatine, he needs a lot of those too.
Yeah, so it's just I'm gonna not be hoarding on that stuff for a while, but that's fine. So it's the nature of the beast.
All right, so with that being said, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. What's going on with RSG this week?
Just a quiet week. We're not going to stream, obviously, on. I'll do an early stream Thursday for New Year's Eve, right? But I'm not going to stream on New Year's Day. Obviously, we'll still have GAC next Saturday too. But during tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll have GAC tomorrow. It should be me, and I think Loki will be back, and maybe we'll do his GAC as well. And Grande, we'll do all the Monday and Wednesday. We'll have those during the day and then continue I've been doing about 3-hour streams during the day since we're not doing a lot of our nightly streams for this week coming up as well. So I've been kind of making up for that, but that's pretty much what's going on. So just a lot of me doing GAC and stuff in the game and hanging out with everybody.
I want to start streaming some of these PS5 and Xbox Series X games. That'd be awesome. I need to figure out how to set it up again. I just don't want to. I want to be able to sit on my couch with a camera and play, and I need to set it up so that I can do that. I don't want to have to. I don't want to sit on my.
You get your ass a gaming chair, and you be professional, young man.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What about? Have any of you guys played Cyberpunk? Do you like it?
No.
I know that there's a lot of hate about it. The game is awesome. Don't believe
I'm
the
sure
hate.
I don't hate the game. I don't have any feelings. I'm indifferent. I mean, I love the cyberpunk genre because I played the original role playing game many years ago. So
I got you. It's a pretty cool, actually, role playing game too. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have some pretty cool guys that do it on YouTube. What about Boba's podcast, Boba's Alliance this week?
Should be tomorrow night. I need to put out, that reminds me, I need to put out an announcement about that. I think we had one last week. I apparently fell asleep. So I'm hoping somebody picked up the reins on that, and I think it was recorded, but I don't recall. I should ask that too. But yeah, Monday night, that's what we're planning so far. Little Boba's roundtable.
Why does all the good stuff happen on the Boba stream? Why don't you fall asleep here? I mean, we
I don't, yeah, I don't know, but I was just so
Just punch
tired.
him in the dick, Abby. You don't put up with that.
Yeah, well, it was one of those times where it was I think it was like the end of light side territory battles or something, and usually I'm up all night long in phase 4 chasing people down, for the last minute to get that little extra star. So
Abby, you just say because I'm Avinash, and that's the way it is, bitch.
yeah.
So
See? More powering.
So Gom, are you? I mean, are you thinking you may stream a little bit more this week, being that you're going to be home?
Yep.
I'll come hang out with you if you want.
So,
I don't know where you're
Yeah,
from.
I have no idea the schedule. I don't know.
God,
No
that's
idea. All I know is
I'll come hang out.
we will probably do our Thursday night stream. We did it on Wednesday last week. We'll probably, honestly, well, I guess it doesn't matter now. I guess it doesn't matter because I'll be home and can't do anything for New Year's anyway. So Wednesday or Thursday will be our weekly Galaxy's Edge YouTube stream, and I will be Monday night and Wednesday night for sure. I'll be over on Twitch, probably some of the afternoon too. Who knows? So who knows? I'm wide open the next 2 weeks. We'll get together, Ranger.
Yeah, just message me when you want to do, and I'm if you want to come hang out on our stream or and do GAC, or you just need some company, man, I'll get done with my GAC. Just let me know when you're going to do it, and I'll come hang out, man.
For sure, man. I'll hit you up tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Thank you very much. Everyone have a good, safe week ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody have a happy holiday. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a Happy New Year. Make sure to check out all the channels. Again, go to RSG Wednesday night. Go to the Operation Metaverse channel for the stream on Thursday night. Also on Boba's podcast tomorrow night. And make sure to check out Gom's Twitch channel and RSG's Twitch channel. Lots of cool stuff going on. How much streaming do you guys do on Twitch now, Ranger?
A lot.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we still do the YouTube, so the lunch stream, Wednesday stream, and Saturday, and the Jedi Academy are on YouTube. But on weekends and stuff, we have like D&D, and I'm doing GAC over on Twitch a lot. And then there's the other games like Finn's on vacation for the next week and a half or so. But typically we have Don't Starve Together on Tuesday, and other games. So and then Finn does some other stuff on Twitch. So I'd say it's 50-50 right now, but I'm starting to do more on I'm just trying to do more on Twitch. I'm sorry, YouTube's killing me.
For a streamer, Twitch is the way.
It is actually. It's hard to. I mean, the only reason I'm doing YouTube as much as I am is because we have a loyal fan following there. We get during the lunch stream we'll get between 60 and 100, and then it kind of tails off at the end where at the end you only see like 30 or 40 people, but still 30 or 40 people that are watching you consistently every day till the end. I mean, I'm still going to keep doing YouTube, but yeah.
And Abner has it right. Finally, good riddance to 2020. So
yeah, good riddance to bad rubbish.
Not gonna miss you. But definitely interesting year. Hopefully, we have a better 2021, and hopefully we get some more interesting additions to the game. But hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their holiday. We'll be back on Sunday with some more things to discuss, some more partying. Hopefully Loki will be back with us next week, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. May the force be with you guys, and we will see you on the next one. Good night, everybody.